Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. A slightly different video this time than my usual time-lapse videos of me actually painting. Um, I'm going to be exhibiting this weekend with a local art society that I'm a member of, the Coventry and Warwickshire Society of Artists, and I thought that I would do a little video sort of to tell people how I go about getting ready for an exhibition. And how exhibitions work, um, in the hope that other artists who are just setting out on their journey will learn something from it and get some tips from it. I haven't exhibited much recently. I decided at the beginning of 2024 that I would start exhibiting again. I used to exhibit when I was a teenager at craft fairs and sort of local galleries when I used to do watercolour landscapes. But I've had a long break really from exhibiting locally until this year when I started again. Um, this will be the fourth time that I've done an exhibition. I've also included some individual works in group exhibitions and things, but this will be the fourth where I'm doing several or quite a few pieces of my work. It's I did do a video early on in the year. I think it was February or March, when I did my first exhibition after this long break, and I documented that and how disappointing it was. I didn't sell anything at that exhibition, though I did get lots of people coming through and making positive comments about the work. Um, and that's just part of the course. Sometimes you do sell and sometimes you don't sell. Since that first exhibition, I've had an increasing amount of success with the other three, or the two exhibitions that I've done so far. I did another exhibition with the Coventry and Warwickshire Society of Artists and sold three pieces at that. That was in a sort of function room of a pub in Kenilworth at the Almanac. And then I've done a more recent exhibition, again with the Coventry and Warwickshire Society of Artists, at Jefferson Gardens in the Glass House, and that was really good. I sold 5 pieces of work there and lots of greetings cards as well, which is always helpful. It tops up the funds and makes it worthwhile. And this one, I'm not sure how it will go. It's in a village hall on the edge of Coventry at Burton Green Village Hall. So we'll see how it goes, basically. Of course, when you're preparing for an exhibition, you're all excited and hoping that you're going to sell work, but inevitably you have to temper that excitement with the fact that, footfall isn't good. Then you might not sell anything. But I think from my experience so far, it's not always about selling work. It's about networking with other artists. It's about talking to the public about your art and why you do it and the themes that your work is currently going through. And you can have some really good, interesting conversations with people. So if you don't sell, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, people would like to sell if they're going to be standing, and I am going to be there in attendance. And that's because I want to be able to talk to people about my work. I don't want people to just see the work and not understand the story behind the pieces. So I am going to be, spending my time for the whole weekend, this coming weekend, talking to people. And I think that's important. I think people buy the artist as much as the actual piece of work. So it is time consuming to be there, but I think you get a lot out of that in terms of understanding yourself. It makes you sort of rationalize why you are doing the pieces of work that you are doing and the way that you're doing them and that sort of thing. So it's really useful from that point of view. Okay, well, I will now sort of talk you through. I've started to prepare for this exhibition, so I started packing stuff in boxes, and I'll talk you through that so that you're aware of what's gone into preparing for this exhibition. Here you can see new work that I've created since the last exhibition. So of course the first thing that you've got to do is make sure that your work is framed in nice frames. People tend to only buy work in frames. I tend to buy ready-made frames and paint to fit those sizes. That's just a cheaper way of doing it for me rather than bespoke frames all the time, and that's why I can charge less for my pieces than other artists who who get bespoke frames made, which is a lot more expensive. So you can see here that there are some gouache paintings that I have done from recent holidays. You may have seen a video about those 3 that were created on my recent holiday to Torquay. This is a bit unusual for me. It's an abstract piece of work that was done during a drink and draw for the Patreons. So I don't normally do abstract, but I quite enjoy doing that. And then the latest piece, which is a bowl of cherries, and that was for a challenge on the Patreon. The fortnightly art challenge topic for that was fruit. So I'm hoping that that's successfully done that challenge. You can also see, as well as framing the work and getting it ready, I've also printed labels for each of the work with the price on, my name, and the title of the work, and whether it's an original, or if you've got any prints, whether it's a print or not. So I think that's important, and you'll notice that I've attached them already to the paintings, and that will help me when I actually try and set up before the exhibition starts this weekend. I've also got here some greetings cards. I've had a lot of these for a while, but I've got some new ones. So the geese one there is a new one. The Marmite one here. I think when you're doing an exhibition, it's really important to have a varied price range for your stuff, because not everybody can afford to buy a painting when they're out, but they do like your work and they want to support you. So having things like greetings cards or postcards that people can buy, I think just allows people to support you without fully spending a lot of money on a painting. Obviously you do want to sell paintings as well, but this sort of pads out the money that you might earn. There is also at the back, of course, some bubble wrap. Bubble wrap's really important. Wrap all your pieces of work up securely when you're transporting them, because you don't want to damage them. There's nothing worse than damaging work and having to reframe it because you've damaged it when you're doing an exhibition. Here you can see I've got some plastic boxes, and I've started to fill these plastic boxes. There's 2 plastic crates here with other work that I've already painted, that I've exhibited before. So plastic crates are really useful for carrying the work around. I'm hoping that everything that I will be taking this weekend will fit in these 2 plastic crates, so it's not too onerous to transport. A lot of people use a trolley as well to wheel things around. I haven't got one of those. Maybe I'll invest in one if I keep doing the exhibitions. You may have also noticed over here that I have a box here, pretty box, and we'll have a look inside that to see what's in there. All sorts of bits and bobs, basically. Things like tape. Don't forget to take tape so that if you sell something, you can wrap it up in bubble wrap so that the customer can take it home without damaging it themselves. Things like string, so that if you need to hang a picture in a different way or whatever, you can hang it using the string. I've also got a little bag of hooks in here. There are hooks provided at this exhibition this weekend, but you never know, there might be different hooks needed or whatever. I have a duster so I can dust the paintings if they get finger marks over them, that sort of thing. A couple of knives, again, to cut the string and the tape and things like that. Scissors. A bag of change. If people buy the small items like greetings cards, you need to be able to give them change if they're paying with cash. I have a card reader so that I can take payments using credit cards. This is a recent purchase this year. I opened a business account, so I'm doing this sort of properly. And I purchased the card reader. It wasn't very expensive. It was about £40, I think, and the fees for that are quite small. Things like blue tack, very useful. And this is double-sided heavy-duty tape. Again, just in case you need to stick something up there when you're there. Drawing pins. I've got pens, of course, to be able to write notes and keep track of what I sell on a notepad. And here you can see I've got a notepad in here as well. And of course I've got some business cards as well. those people who talk to you at the craft fair or artist exhibition often want to sort of go away and mull it over and think about it. So I've got some business cards for them to take with my name on so that they can find all of my sort of online presences. And maybe they might not buy over the weekend, but they may go away and think about it and buy something from online. So I think it's really important to have those with you. I actually print mine myself on sort of watercolour paper. They're quite thick paper, but you can get them printed at printers as well. Okay, so I think that's all that I'm going to be taking with me. I will sort of do a video when I get to the location, and when I set up, I'll video how it's all been set up. I've organised to have a board which is 2 meters by 1 meter to hang work on, but I've also got a table which is quite normal for sort of group exhibitions where I can stand some of the work. Some of the stuff that I've got, because it's in ready-made frames, has sort of stands to be able to stand the work on. For those bits of work that haven't, I've also very quickly made some cardboard stands, so you can stand the work using those. It's just made out of a cardboard box. So I think that's everything. I'll report back on the next bit of video when I've actually arrived at the venue, which is Burton Green Village Hall. Well, it's now Friday evening and we've been allowed into the village hall at Burton Green to set up the exhibition, so that we're not in a rush tomorrow morning on Saturday morning. So I'm gonna go in and start setting up. Well, here you can see the work on the panel set up, all hanging. They're a bit higgledy-piggledy, but I used blue tack the next morning to actually straighten them up a little bit. And then on the other side of the aisle, I've got the table that I've paid for, and there's actually a board behind that which I didn't realise I was going to get. So plenty of hanging space for all the work. And you can see the greetings cards that I was talking about earlier, all laid out nicely for people to see when they're actually looking at the table. So overall, not long to do, fairly easy to do once you've got everything out of this bubble wrap, ready for the next day. Well, I'm back from day one, the Saturday of the exhibition at Burton Green Village Hall. It's been a good day. There's been a few people through, not a massive footfall to be fair. I haven't sold any paintings so far, but there's always tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing how we get on tomorrow afternoon. I have sold 14 greetings cards of my work, so that just goes to show how useful it is to have a variety of a sort of price range for your goods when you're doing these sorts of events. I've just about sort of paid for the table with those sales, and as I said, there's still tomorrow to go. So who knows what might happen tomorrow. It's only the afternoon tomorrow for 4 hours from 12 till 4 p.m. But I've had lots of people walk through and talk to me about my work, which is always good. And it's great to network with the other artists that are showing in the same exhibition at group exhibitions. So far, a good experience. It will be nice to sell a bit of work tomorrow. Fingers crossed for that. And I'll report back after tomorrow. Hello. Well, I'm back from the second day at Burton Green Village Hall and the exhibition. I'd love to report that I'd sold 6 paintings today, but unfortunately not. No paintings at all over the whole weekend, but as I said at the beginning, It's not always about selling the paintings. Obviously, it would be nice to. I did sell lots of greetings cards again, which highlights the importance of having those lower priced items when you do something like this. If I hadn't had those with me, I would have just not sold anything. I think I sold £70 worth of greetings cards over the 2 days, so 28 or something like that. So really worthwhile taking them. Obviously, the greetings cards cost to print them each, and I've worked out that for my hard work of 2 days, I've actually made, after the cost of the table, which was £30, and the commission, the society takes a commission so that they can donate to charity, and that's 10%. So I've made about £11 something from the 2 days' work. I'm definitely not going to get rich at this exhibiting, but that's not to knock it at all, and I certainly would love people to try it if they are an artist and they're a bit nervous about selling stuff. Joining a group like the Coventry and Warwickshire Society of Artists is definitely a good way to go, because there's lots of friendly people there who can give you advice, and it's a way of you exhibiting your work without doing a solo show, basically. So it's absolutely worthwhile doing. The amount of conversations that I've had, positive conversations about my work with the public and other artists there, it's been great. So not financially successful particularly, although you can't always tell how successful it is, because somebody who's seen you at the exhibition that you've done today, for example, may remember you at the next one that you do, and they may be more willing to buy from you at that point. Or of course they may look you up online and they can buy things from my Etsy shop if they change their mind and actually think they might want to purchase something. And it's just about getting your name out there as much as anything else. So I've enjoyed it. Hard work. It is very hard work, lugging the boxes around, and I helped pack away the tables and stuff in the village hall and stuff at the end of the session today. So it's quite physical and quite tiring because you're standing up talking to people quite a lot of the time. But very worthwhile. I'm glad I did it. Okay, I think that's it for this video. It's longer than normal, but it's a lot of me talking as well, which is a bit unusual. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, then think about subscribing to the channel. That'll really help me. And I talk about all sorts of things art related, especially if you're a beginner, and most often do sort of time-lapse videos here. Those of you that do already subscribe will know that. But anyway, thank you for your time, and I'll see you for a more normal video probably next, a time-lapse of me creating something over the next week or so. Thanks a lot. Bye.